All right, this is Bill from Blue Line Off-Road, and today we're going to be doing a review of low beam headlights for my 2020 Toyota 4Runner. Now, this is from a company called Hawkglow, and before we jump into the review, let me tell you a little bit about how this came to be. First of all, they contacted me recently via email and asked if I would be willing to do a review of their low beam headlights for my 4Runner. I had a couple of questions for them, went back and forth a few times, and we eventually came to an agreement on what they wanted. And I must say that from the very beginning, I was very impressed with Hawkglow. They treated me with utmost respect. All their emails were very polite, very professional, very courteous. And I can only imagine if they're treating me in such a way, how they might treat their customers. So again, when we finally came to an agreement, they provided me with an informational brief, which provided information on the company and on their products, which again, I thought was very professional. I'd never had that before with any other company. They've always required that I do my own research into their company, into their product, not Hawkglow. They provided it to me. Again, very, very professional so far. And I say all this without having tested their product yet, which, speaking of that, how about we jump up here and take a look and see what we got. All right. All right, here we are at the front of the vehicle. The hood is up because you need to access the housing from inside the engine bay. But I'll get to that in a second. Let me first show you the box. Now, here's the box that Hawkglow is going to come in, their lights. And if you look at the bottom here, there's a series of different sizes of lights. And this one, you see the blue dot here, it says H8, H9, and H11. Those are kind of the same lights in many ways. That's why they work all for the same ones. The 4Runner is going to take H11, so this particular size will work in the 4Runner. Now, when you open up your box, now it was shrink wrapped at first. I've already removed that shrink wrap, so let's take this off. First thing you're going to have here are the manual. It's going to have installation instructions for every light listed on the box, and one good thing actually is that these instructions are in color, which you don't typically see. Most of them are black and white. This is a very, very straightforward installation. It's literally a plug and play installation. So I'm going to put those aside for a second. And here are the lights, how they're going to be boxed. You'll notice a couple things, a base here, and then the light itself. Now, what you want to do is when you're handling LED lights, you want to handle them only by the base, because oils from your hand will transfer onto the light, which will cause the light to, maybe the actual light to bubble up, maybe cause excessive heat in that spot, causing it to bubble, and it's going to shorten the lifespan of these lights, which, according to Hawkglow, the lifespan of these lights is about 50,000 plus hours. Just to put that in perspective, 50,000 hours, if you ran these lights 10 hours a day, every day for 365 days a year, it would take you 13 and a half or so years to wear out these lights. That's pretty good. Current pricing on these lights is about 50 bucks for the pair, so that's not bad. So here is the way the light looks. Here's the head plugs into your factory harness. Here's a rubber seal to keep dust out of the light housing. And on the bottom here, you'll see a cooling fan, which is necessary. These are going to generate a little bit of heat inside your housing, so that's necessary to have a cooling fan to help dissipate some of that heat. Now, if you follow my channel, you'll notice that I actually have some aftermarket lights already in this 4Runner, and those lights that I have actually have a wiring canvas to help regulate the power flow to reduce the flicker. These, according to Hawkglow, have that technology built into the light, so I shouldn't have any flicker with these lights. So I'm not going to need that wiring harness or that canvas, which is a good thing, because you're going to see in a second that the space inside the housing there is very limited. So when you cram that extra wiring in there along with the regulator, it generates even some heat itself, and you have heat from that and heat from the light. You have a little bit too much heat inside there, and I'm not really a fan of that. And everything's crammed, and this don't have a lot of area for heat to dissipate and air movement. So this should help that quite a bit. I'm excited about doing that and seeing how that works. All right, let's show you how to get these installed over here. All right, this is the passenger side of the vehicle. You see this light colored cap right here? That is the dust cover. It's going to allow you to access the bulb inside the housing here. So what you do is just a simple not even an eighth of a turn counterclockwise, and this cap just pops right off. Now, inside here, this is the extra wiring harness canvas that I was telling you about from the other light manufacturer that I was using. Now what you want to do here is the bulb you can see right here. Turn the bulb the same way you turn the dust cover, and the bulb just pops right out, and here it is. That's all it is to it. All right, now to disconnect this, all this is the wiring harness, and we don't need that. The only thing we need is right here with the factory wiring harness. So just disconnect this real fast, if I can reach it. There we go. It's out. Now take the other bulb from Hawkglow, and again, without touching the bulb itself. Now if you'll notice on the bottom here, there are 3 tabs on the bulb, and that makes it so that you can only index this one way when putting it into the housing. Only one way it'll go, so it's one way it'll fit. All right, so you'll see the harness here. You hear it click in place when you get the clip. There you go. Now, again, it'll only fit one way, so when they line up, you'll know it, and then just turn and lock it in place. There we go, all done. Now, wiring harness, or the dust cover rather. I don't need that wiring harness. That's going to be a lot better now. You have a lot more room in there for the airflow. Yeah, that's it, folks. All right, here is the driver's side, and this is the dust cover on the driver's side here. As you can see, it is kind of hidden by the battery, and this post right here, if you're not careful, you will bust a knuckle, so be careful when you're working with that. So go ahead and just unscrew this dust cover. Again, same way as on the passenger side. Set that aside. Wiring comes out just like it did on the other side. Again, if you have your OEM lights in here, you're not going to have this extra wire, so don't worry about that if that's what you have. And here is the bulb. I just screwed that out. You really can't see it because of my hand. I'm trying not to touch the light itself. All right, here we go with that. Set this aside real fast so I can unhook the wiring right here. And here is the old light. Now let's get the new one from Hawkglow. Again, you can see the cooling fan, which I'm happy about that. Plug it in, you can hear it click. Then just install into the housing. And again, these tabs are going to make it so you only can install this one way. So there you go, it's installed. Tabs are indexed. Done. Dust cover. Done. That's it, guys. So let's go ahead and crank up the engine again and make sure both of them work. I'm positive they will. All right, here are both of them working. Again, I see no flicker. Both of them are working just fine and look good so far. All right, there you go, folks. That is a super easy install. Truly plug and play. Unscrew, unplug, screw back in, and plug it back up, and it's done. It's less than a 5-minute job. Hawkglow LED lighting. Excellent so far. No flicker, no extra canvas in the light housing there, so you're going to have a little extra cooling in there, so a little better airflow. I highly recommend Hawkglow. There is a discount code in the comments below. Go ahead and take a look at that, and for 50 bucks, guys, this is a steal. Get them while you can, because these things aren't going to last at this price. Okay, so again, check out the discount code down below, and I appreciate you watching.